I'm Stan Grant.
Hello, thanks for joining us. I'm Stan Grant. Hello, nice to have you with us on Matter of Fact.
This is Stan Grant. He's a pretty well-known journalist and media personality on the ABC. He is a Wiradjuri man, and his Indigenous identity has shaped his perspective on social issues.
But we are a long way from that Australia.
Recently, Stan was part of the ABC's coverage of the King's coronation.
The symbol of that crown represented the invasion, the theft of land. Where's our treaty? Where is the recognition of what happened under the name of the crown?
God save the King!
Not everyone watching agreed with what Stan was saying and thought that it wasn't appropriate for him to share those views during a time of celebration. Stan quickly became the target of online harassment in the form of derogatory racial comments and slurs, which he spoke out about and gave as the reason for him deciding to take a break from the media.
Many of you would know by now that I'm stepping away for a little while. Sometimes we need to just take time out. Sometimes our souls are hurting, and so it is for me.
Stan also said he felt unsupported by the ABC when the racial attacks were happening, and that when the ABC bosses did speak up, it was too late.
We reject racism! We reject racism!
It's really hard to see him struggling and that he's had to cop the racism and the disgusting filth that has been put online.
The whole thing has ignited a national conversation around racism here in Australia, and it's raised the question about who should be responsible for calling it out, because unfortunately, this sort of thing happens all the time.
But from my perspective, racism sometimes it comes out of the blue and it surprises you when you least expect it, and sometimes it's expected, it's going to happen. It reminds you that sometimes there's a different set of rules for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people than what there are for non-Indigenous Australians.
Nina is from Reconciliation Australia and says that last year, 60% of Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people surveyed reported experiencing racism in at least one form or another.
It can make you feel like hopeless and helpless, and it's tiring. It makes you feel tired. As young people experience racism at school, it means that they don't feel safe to be themselves and they don't feel like they belong in that place.
Days after Stan Grant's announcement, NITV suspended its official Twitter account because of ongoing racism and hate on the platform. Twitter's not the only social media company to be called out over what's happening. Victoria's Aboriginal treaty body has now publicly asked Facebook parent company Meta to better control racist abuse online. It says there's been a surge in hate speech, and it's linked to increased political debate about the voice to Parliament and the upcoming referendum.
It's not something that the Victorian community at large would accept as normal discourse. It's offensive online, it's offensive in person, and Facebook needs to step up and moderate.
They want stronger moderation and more protections for First Nations peoples. But lots of people reckon that's not enough on its own. Nina says that right now, especially during National Reconciliation Week, it's important for all Australians to come together and work towards eliminating racism.
And I think it's really important that children and young people know that when they see racism, they should speak up and call it out, but only if they feel safe to do so. Whenever you see an opportunity to educate someone, take it. And that's what you can do as non-Indigenous people in Australia. You can help spread the word of the truth of the histories and everything else. That's what you can do to be an ally.